Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Friday, the 28th of February 2025. So all bets are off. Morgan Stanley warned selling panic triggers first 40 billion in CTA liquidations. A lot more nervous inbounds over the last 30 minutes, according to the closing of yesterday's trading from JP Morgan there. And US stocks sold off amid slump in Nvidia post earnings and Trump's tariff threats, which are looming. Of course, Trump tariff shake markets as Nvidia sparks tech sell-off there. No economic news items to talk about today. It's the last day of February. It's whether Trump imposes the tariffs on Mexico and Canada, and also he's had Starmer over there, or Stasi as he's known, speaking to him and talking about a trade deal with him as well. So let's see what happens to the markets today. It's Friday, so that means silver will get hammered. Smackdown Friday. That seems to be the pattern. Let's see if that happens. But before we get to that, let's kick off with the Dow and have a look at its trading session from yesterday. And yesterday, another down day for the Dow. We had some selling on Wednesday, Thursday. We see some buying in this market as the market is trying to bring some support in at the 50% retracement there. Overnight, the low of yesterday has already been tested, and the price is coming back there, which you can see down here. There's the low. Market's gone below it and now trying to bring the market back. Yesterday, all quiet on the Western Front until we got to the cash market, and then the market rallied up to the previous day's high. Again, part of that sideways pattern, which you can see there, and then moving down rather sharply later on in the session, but recovering overnight there a bit at the moment. And in the German DAX, market trading up to that 89% retracement and moving down at the moment. In fact, actually trading down to around 78-89% retracement, which you can see there just at the 78 at the moment. So getting into a bit of a sideways pattern, unless of course the market breaks the 89 and we continue lower, and vice versa. We then start to make our way back as the consolidation area starts to hold there. In the 30 minutes DAX, we moved lower, we bounced back, we moved lower. With the US market, we then sat in a range, and then we broke down, and then overnight we've moved lower as well. And you can see, taking out yesterday's low, the market's doing its damnedest to come back now, and probably will try and rally from the start, if not within the next hour, as the futures come on stream. And in the S&P 500 yesterday, the market trading down to 78% there, which you can see. A lot of volume there yesterday as well, with Nvidia reporting numbers that the market wasn't happy with. And in the 30-minute chart, again, the cash market. This has been the pattern all week, hasn't it? Bring the market up in the pre-market with the derivatives, and then the market down in the cash market. So somebody's selling these positions at the moment in these markets. Overnight, price is trying to regain a bit and back above the low at the moment. To break back below this, we'll see prices in the daily chart continue to move down towards the 5810 and the 200 MA there. Meanwhile, back in Blighty, you can see that we traded up to 78% retracement, and the market down overnight. So a bit of buying there to try and bring the market back. But notice also prices coming off the high before the close yesterday as well, which is important because there's selling in there, and there's the selling that brought the market back down, and then overnight it's traded down to the low and the 200 MA. But yesterday morning, market up with Germany, and then down mid-morning, then back up, and actually ignoring what was going on in the US yesterday afternoon for the FT. And the reason it's come back up, when I say ignoring what was happening, I'm talking about the markets, not the meeting between Trump and Stasi, where apparently it went very well, is what the media are saying. Right, let's put it this way. I'd certainly love to have been a fly on the wall with what Starmer said about Trump, and in particular Lamy, back in 2016. The appalling comments that were made. Anybody else would have done that, it would have been a different ball game. But I'm sure he had a word in the boardroom, Rodders, as Del Boy used to say in Only Fools and Horses. I don't think he would let that opportunity pass. But anyway, that aside, let's move on and have a look at the dollar. So this obviously strengthening as we head closer to the trade deal. You can see this with yesterday and of course overnight. This is going to spike up and the metals are going to be, like I say, smack down Friday if he does impose those sanctions today. It's the last day of February, or if he imposes them from Monday. So it could be quite an interesting day actually. So yeah, the dollar gaining strength there. Expect a big spike to the upside because it's obviously supports the currency, but only temporarily. And then we'll be back to normal with, trying to find something to pump the markets back to the upside. Let's have a look at the metals. And as you can see, we had Smackdown Thursday as well. So Smackdown Friday coming. We've gone through the 89. So let's just draw in a few other fib retracements here. Let's start with this line up to here. And there's the downside. We'll probably go heading down to the 200 MA, to be honest with you. That's where prices are likely to go down to 30.50 area for silver. And there you can see the smackdown starting at 130 LBMA, bang on the dot as we go into the afternoon session, and then further overnight the market trying to hold, but it's not going to hold. It's going to be slammed with these tariffs today. Gold, same thing, pulling back quite nicely there. Let's have a look, see if we can find some sort of support area. It's got to pull back because it's just too vertical. I'd rather a market went up slowly in increments than just vertical, as Bitcoin generally does, and then you see it eventually retrace. So yeah, down to gold, 28.50 is around the target for this. And there you'll see yesterday as well, 130, smackdown with the paper market. And then overnight, as I mentioned yesterday and the day before, that when it's overnight, the derivatives and the paper market, it's easy to slam the price to the downside. Gold needs to get back above yesterday's low to show any strength coming into the market at this time. Right, let's have a quick look at the gold-silver ratio. And this is moving down slightly. Expect a reversal off this and moving to the upside during today, heading towards 93 and breaking out of the sideways situation that we've got there and holding as the market continues to hammer the price of silver and move it lower. You'd think with all of these tariffs and everything else that the price would go up, particularly if he's going to put a tariff on silver from Mexico, because that would be 25% dearer than where it is now. So will it happen? I very much doubt. I think it'll be a case of everything will have a tariff apart from the metals is what they will do, so they can keep the suppression of the silver price low, so the dollar can still hold as it loses its value daily. So let's have a look at yesterday's trades and moving off in the morning. We see the market selling off beforehand, but that didn't deter prices being reversed and moving when the cash market opened. We had a bit of a pullback there and a trade down to the psychological level, volume dropping off, and then we get a spike in the volume just there. You can see that, but that doesn't hold the market. Prices then turn around with try another attempt to try and move to the upside, and then come back down, retest, and then we get set to find a bit of support at the psychological level that fails, and then we go down to the low, and then they bring the market back off the low. We thought there'd be more volume down at this level, but it just seems to be they can just bring it back anyway. There's the confirmation. I was expecting a far bigger spike. There is some demand down in this level. Just looks smaller because it's below the average. So the market moving higher, then pulling back, and then moving back to the upside. It got out of that trade too soon, and then prices trading sideways to lower and then back up during the mid-morning and all the way through to the Dow coming on stream again in New York. That's the futures, and again, just as they did on Wednesday, the market was slammed lower. You see them buying back in and holding the market down at the low on this occasion, and then prices sideways waiting for the Dow to open, and then we start to move lower. Got out of this one too soon as well, as the market then continued down, as you can see there, before it was brought back to the upside, and then into the sort of end of the trading session, the market sideways to higher there and coming back to the low. So let's have a quick look, see where we are overnight. and at the moment prices are sitting lower than the S1 and below the low, so a bit of weakness around there. So that's it. There's your targets. But main thing here is to actually get back above the low at the moment and the 200 MA in the 2-minute chart. But of course, you can extrapolate that out to the bigger time frames as well. Okay, that's it for today and for this week. It's been an interesting week despite no major economic news. I'm sure that's going to return next week, but it's all about the tariffs today and whatever Trump announces with regards to these. Okay, that's it. Have a great day. And as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.